She's actually, you can probably tell, but Maine Coons tend to be quite skittish, so wasn't the best. Well, my son and I were travelling to Melbourne. We've moved there from New Zealand last week, just over a week ago, and we had the cat on the same flight, and that's kind of quite a big process. So what happens is they go to a vet, they get a vet check, and then we employed a pet moving company, which is, honestly, it's the best thing to do. And looking back now, what a saviour move my pet were. I just can't thank them enough. But so they came to the vet with us, did the vet check, and took Mittens away over to the international freight section, and got a text to say, look, she's on the plane. We got on the plane. We got to the other end. The flight was a bit late. And then we sort of made our way with our luggage across to the international freight area. They said, whoa, an hour max. 1 hour went by, 2 hours went by, 3 hours went by. It's kind of 10:30 at night by then. Nothing. But you can hear in the background that there are people on radios just going left, right, and centre. And we sort of thought, something is happening here. Something is going on. And we sat down in this big boardroom, and they said, look, we have located your cat, but it's actually on the return flight back to Christchurch, New Zealand. And I said, well, my son and I, Jackson, just looked at each other and went, no, I didn't hear it. And I said, well, when did you discover that the cat wasn't taken off the plane? And they said, well, we've only just discovered now. And I said, how can this happen? How can this happen? Oh my God. But the first thing was, does the pilot know that the cat is still in the plane? Because it's around sort of 7 degrees down there. So normally they would put the heat on, to make sure that the cat's okay. And they said, look, once ground staff realized that the cat was back in the air, they contacted the pilot and he turned the heating on. So immediately I was relieved, but still we didn't know. We didn't know what sort of state she was in. And then all of these questions, how could this happen? She's settling in now, and in fact, after the trip with us, she's become. And I said, look, let's just get her back on the plane, back to Melbourne. She seems okay. So I had a really sleepless night. You cannot imagine. It was not a great start to our new life in Melbourne because we didn't have the family. We weren't complete. Well, we needed to get her home straight away, which we did. There was a lot of meowing in the car, that's for sure. But as soon as she came out, basically, and look, she is not, wasn't an overly affectionate cat. She just basically just ran into my arms and just snuggled up in here and just did the biggest cuddles of all time, and just it was just such a relief.